Well, voguing is a form of dance made mainstream by Madonna. But for many in the Black LGBTQ+ community, it's more than just dancing. It's about resistance and protest. In tonight's new episode of the BET series America in Black, produced in partnership with CBS News 24/7 anchor and national correspondent Errol Barnett shines a light on voguing's history and how the ballroom community has long used it as a response to marginalization. Errol joins us now with a preview. Welcome.
Hey there, Cindy. So great to be on this couch with you.
Aw, thank you.
Long-time viewer. Thrilled to kind of be
I've been watching you for
today.
years. I'm like, I'm such a fan. All right.
It's
now,
mutual.
tell us about the origins of Vogue and how it became a form of protest. I did not know it was a form of protest.
This story was a privilege for me to be invited into this community. I also didn't know, but voguing, I mean, think of it as a kind of flamboyant dance style, comes from ballroom. Ballroom is where we get language like slay, spill the tea, things that have become quite common now, but it has roots in the Black Harlem Renaissance. I mean, some 100 years ago, as we know, here in New York City, Harlem became a place of art and culture, music, literature, but the LGBTQ community was excluded from that. And so what those folks did then is they created safe spaces for themselves of chosen mothers, chosen fathers, chosen family to get through the trials of life, but also to do it around a flamboyant dance style. So to vogue and to fling your arms around, to drop, was actually a form of social protest for them to say, you know, this is how we are and this is how we can live authentically.
And we're coming up on the one-year anniversary of the death of O'Shea Sibley.
Right.
So let's talk about his story and you know, the impact it had on the voguing movement.
So roughly a year ago, this was a dancer from Philadelphia who was extremely talented, and he was in Brooklyn after a day at the beach and then filling up at a gas station with friends. According to the NYPD, he and his friends were voguing, listening to Beyonce's Renaissance album, and a group of men began harassing them with homophobic and racist slurs. A fight ensued. Sibley was stabbed and later died from his injuries, and it sent shockwaves around the world at a time when the assumption was that the United States was inclusive, and a place like Brooklyn in New York was as well. The ballroom community galvanized to protest, to demonstrate. We also went back to Philadelphia to look at different ways that the city is honoring him, as well as his dance company. And in the piece tonight, you get to hear from some of his friends and speak about how his memory is living on and how they're using that tragedy to send the message that not enough progress has yet been made.
And as part of the series, you spoke with Billy Porter. So let's play a clip.
Sure.
The creation of community was where the healing was emotionally, spiritually, but also the fight, the social engagement. There wasn't a lot of representation of Black queerness in the zeitgeist at all. It was magical. We were being seen for the first time.
Wow, Billy Porter, that must have been amazing.
What was remarkable to me, I mean, here is a man who just won another Tony earlier this week, speaking about not feeling included or valued. His mother recently passed. We didn't get to include this comment into the story, but he spoke about the difficulty of speaking at her funeral to relatives who, sure, laud him and compliment him now, but he had to confront some of them and say, back when I was younger, you didn't encourage me. You told me to shrink myself and to not be, you know, my full, authentic self. And so he now speaks about what happened to Sibley, and he's not a part of the ballroom community, but he's on a program that's quite popular called Pose, which kind of looks at that. And he says that basically we all need to realize that a lot of LGBTQ people today are in fear of their lives, and we still need to, we have a long way to go to being fully inclusive. So I learned a ton from this story. I hope folks will tune in. It was really eye-opening.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. Errol, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Great to see you, Sam.
On our couch.
Yes.
All right, again, don't miss America in Black tonight at 10 on BET, Paramount Plus, and streaming on CBS 24/7.